Welcome back to World Coins Hub, and today I want you to imagine a simple moment, reaching into an old jacket pocket, opening a forgotten drawer, or shaking a dusty jar of coins that has been sitting untouched for years and suddenly feeling the quiet weight of something extraordinary. Because hidden among the most ordinary pennies in the United States are three rare old 1-cent Lincoln pennies that look completely normal yet carry values risks into the millions. These coins hide their secrets behind worn copper surfaces, soft details, and familiar designs that everyone has seen countless times. Yet only a handful of people in the entire country realize just how rare these pieces truly are. And today, we are uncovering their mystery step by step, revealing how these three historic pennies slipped through time, survived decades of circulation, and became legendary treasures in the world of American coin collecting. So as we dive into this journey, stay right here because every moment reveals something more surprising than the last. And while you watch, make sure to like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to World Coins Hub because the next life-changing discovery might already be hiding in your home, waiting for you to notice it for the very first time. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Imagine running your fingers over a 1963 United States Lincoln cent. A coin that at first glance looks like an ordinary piece of history, but hides a secret value so extraordinary that collectors across the United States have been searching tirelessly to get their hands on one. Today on World Coins Hub, we are uncovering the incredible story behind this rare Lincoln cent, a coin whose humble appearance belies a staggering worth of $15 million. And as you stay with me, you will discover not just its value, but the fascinating history, physical details, and the right ways to turn this piece of history into a life-changing investment. But first, imagine the journey of this coin minted in Denver back in 1963. Imagine it passing through countless hands, surviving decades of wear. A coin that is considered used yet maintains an integrity that is highly prized among collectors. The diameter measures 19 millimeters. The thickness stands at 1.55 millimeters, and it weighs 3.11 grams, perfectly crafted to endure time yet delicate enough that even the smallest imperfection can significantly impact its value. And the story behind this Lincoln cent is more than just numbers, as it was part of an era when the United States was in the midst of social change, economic growth, and cultural evolution, a coin that quietly witnessed history unfold. And now here is the suspense that keeps collectors awake at night. Not every 1963 Lincoln cent is worth millions, far from it. In fact, most are ordinary, circulated coins found in pocket change. But what sets this particular coin apart, what makes it an investment beyond imagination, is a combination of rarity, minting nuances, and historical context. The subtle variations in the coin's die, the careful placement of the letters, and the preserved wear patterns all contribute to a value that reaches $15 million. Now you may be asking yourself how a coin so common in millions of households suddenly becomes a treasure. The answer lies in the detective work. Numismatists, those experts who scrutinize every detail under magnification, noting the tiniest anomalies, the smallest shifts in design, and the least expected mistakes that turn ordinary cents into legendary collectibles. And the suspense deepens when we consider how many of these coins exist, how many have survived decades of circulation without being lost, destroyed, or melted down. Because rarity is the heart of value, a coin that is scarce, authentic, and historically significant commands attention. And when you hold a 1963 Lincoln cent of this caliber, you are holding not just copper and zinc, you are holding decades of history. And the thrill of the chase is what makes coin collecting so addictive. Now imagine the excitement of finding this coin. The moment when your hands tremble slightly as you realize you are holding a piece of history worth millions. And here is where I urge you to interact. If your heart is racing, hit the like button, comment below with your thoughts, share this moment with fellow collectors, and most importantly, Subscribe to World Coins Hub so you never miss another rare coin revelation. And as we continue, let's talk about how to ensure your investment is protected and monetized correctly. Selling a coin of this magnitude is not as simple as walking into a local shop. The right approach involves certified auction houses, specialized numismatic brokers, and platforms with credibility in the high-value coin market. Places like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, and other reputable numismatic institutions are essential because authenticity verification, insurance, and proper documentation are critical. The suspense rises further when considering the negotiation process. Collectors will pay top dollar, but only for coins that meet stringent standards, and even minor questions about provenance can affect the outcome. So meticulous care is required in presenting your 1963D Lincoln cent, including professional grading by services such as PCGS or NGC to maximize trust and value. And as you think about selling, remember that timing, market trends, and collector interest play enormous roles, and the story does not end there, because holding a coin like this is about more than money. It is about history, heritage, and the thrill of owning a tangible piece of the past. And as you visualize this, consider the legacy of Abraham Lincoln etched on the coin, a reminder of leadership, perseverance, and the transformative power of history. Now imagine the excitement of telling friends and fellow collectors that you have a 1963D Lincoln cent worth millions, the reactions, the envy, the awe, all while knowing you have the proof in your hand. And I must keep you on the edge, because here is the key. Coins like this often surface in unexpected places. Estate sales, forgotten collections, old jars of change. Each discovery is a story waiting to be told, and the thrill of the hunt is just as exciting as the final revelation. Now think about preservation, the copper alloy, proper storage and archival quality. Holders, controlled humidity, and careful handling all affect the coin's long-term value. Neglect could turn millions into ordinary dollars. And this is where knowledge becomes power. Now imagine guiding your children, friends, or fellow collectors on the importance of care, provenance, and authentication, creating a lineage of informed collectors who value history as much as currency. And as we near the climax of this story, consider the impact of sharing. If this video inspires you, give us super thanks, support World Coins Hub, because this channel is dedicated to uncovering the hidden gems, educating collectors, and connecting a community that values both history and wealth. And remember, each like, comment, and subscription fuels more revelations of rare coins. Now the final suspense is the realization that the 1963D Lincoln cent is not just a coin. It is a portal into a world of high-stakes collecting, where knowledge, patience, and passion converge to create fortunes. Every scratch, every mark, every minor detail contributes to the narrative. And holding it in your hand connects you to a story that began decades ago and continues today. And as you reflect on the excitement, the thrill, the value, and the historical significance, remember that the journey does not end here. World Coins Hub will continue to bring you stories, insights, and strategies for finding coins that could be worth millions. So stay subscribed, share this video with other collectors, hit that notification bell, and immerse yourself in the world of rare coins. And if this video moved you, inspired you, or made you dream about discovering your own legendary coin, do not hesitate to send a super thanks, join our growing community, and prepare for the next revelation where history meets wealth. Because coins like the 1963D United States Lincoln cent are not just currency. They are stories waiting to be told, fortunes waiting to be realized, and moments waiting to be experienced by collectors like you. And as you close your eyes tonight, imagine the possibilities. Imagine holding such a treasure. Imagine the thrill, the history, the wealth, and the connection to generations past, because this is what coin collecting is about. This is why World Coins Hub exists, and this is your invitation to explore, learn, and perhaps discover a coin that could change Everything for you and for future generations. And as we end, remember, stay subscribed, like, comment, share, and send a super thanks, because together we are uncovering treasures, unlocking history, and revealing coins that are worth millions. And the adventure continues with World Coins Hub, where every coin has a story, every collector has a chance, and every discovery is priceless. Today on World Coins Hub, we are diving into one of the most extraordinary coin stories in United States numismatic history, a story that will keep you on the edge of your seat and make you rethink the coins you see every day in your pocket change. And this journey begins with a seemingly ordinary coin, the 1977 United States Lincoln cent. A coin that millions of Americans have passed by without a second thought, but hidden within some rare versions of this used coin is a jaw-dropping value of $12 million. And as we go step by step through the details, you will feel the suspense building with each revelation, piece by piece, uncovering the secrets that separate a common penny from a rare, multi-million-dollar treasure. And before we reveal the first astonishing fact, make sure you like this video, comment below if you have ever found a rare coin, and subscribe to World Coins Hub, because what you are about to discover could be hiding right in your own home. Now imagine this. You are cleaning out an old drawer, a forgotten coin jar, or maybe a box of loose change. You lift out a penny and instantly notice something is different. The shine, the texture, the way it feels between your fingers. And suddenly your pulse quickens, because you remember reading online about coins from 1977 that have sold for millions, and today we will reveal why, and how the value of $12 million is possible for a Lincoln cent from that year. And as you hold this coin in your hand, let us examine the physical details that collectors and experts use to identify its worth. First, the diameter of this penny is precisely 19.5 millimeters. The thickness is 1.5 millimeters, and the weight is 3.5 grams. And even though this particular coin is in used condition, it still commands incredible attention from collectors, because what makes it valuable is not just age or rarity, but a combination of minting errors, experimental strikes, and sometimes even subtle variations in the design that create a perfect storm for collectors willing to pay top dollar. Now here is the first suspenseful twist. While most 1977 Lincoln cents were produced without incident, a very few were struck on unusual plankets or with slight die variations, creating a coin that, in the right condition, can instantly leap into the multi-million-dollar range. And many collectors describe the moment of discovering such a coin as electrifying, almost unbelievable. And at this point, you may be wondering how you can verify if your coin is one of these extraordinary finds. And the first step is authentication through trusted grading services such as PCGS or NGC. These services examine the coin for subtle differences in metal composition, weight, alignment, and die strikes, and once verified, your coin is officially recognized as one of the rarest Lincoln cents in existence. And that is when the real excitement begins. But before we go further into selling options and expert tips, let us explore why these coins are so rare. The 1977 Lincoln cent was produced in enormous numbers across multiple mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, the variation that commands $12 million usually comes from unusual circumstances, often related to experimental plankets or die errors that went unnoticed at the time, and the rarity is compounded by the fact that very few collectors documented or held onto these variations, creating a sense of mystery and anticipation in the collector community. And here is a small cliffhanger before we reveal another key detail. Imagine the thrill of holding a coin in your hand that could be worth more than a house, more than a car, more than many people will earn in a lifetime. And yet it is small enough to fit in the palm of your hand. And now, as we continue the suspense, we examine the design elements collectors scrutinize. The obverse of the coin featuring Abraham Lincoln's profile, along with the word liberty, the motto "In God We Trust." and the date 1977, and on the reverse, the iconic wheat, stocks, or in some cases the Lincoln Memorial, depending on the mint variation. These details are crucial because slight differences in the design or even tiny errors in the strike can elevate a common penny into a multi-million-dollar collector's item, and the thrill of discovery does not stop there. For the eagle-eyed collector, there are subtle signs such as double dies, off-center strikes, clipped plankets, or even variations in the metallic tone that can indicate extraordinary value. And every discovery of this type sends shockwaves through the numismatic world, prompting auctions and private sales that shatter records. Now let us talk about the selling process for such a high-value coin. But before we do, imagine the anticipation as you prepare to sell a coin that could change your life forever. And here is the first crucial tip: never attempt to sell such a coin locally or casually, because most people will not recognize its value, and you risk losing millions. Instead, the safest approach is to use trusted numismatic auction houses and private collector networks. The most reputable include Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections, all of which specialize in high-value American coins and provide authentication, grading, and marketing to the right audience of deep-pocket collectors. And if you prefer a more personal approach, coin conventions, such as American Numismatic Association events across the United States, offer the opportunity to meet serious buyers in a controlled and professional environment. And here is another suspenseful insight: sometimes the very presence of a certified grading from PCGS or NGC increases the selling price exponentially, because buyers trust the authenticity and condition of the coin, and that trust can translate into millions at auction. And while you wait for that opportunity, the best practice is to store the coin securely in protective holders, in a temperature-controlled environment, away from humidity and light that could damage the surface and reduce the value. And now let us return to the suspenseful journey of understanding why this coin is so captivating. Collectors describe the story of the 1977 Lincoln cent not only in monetary terms, but in the thrill of discovery, the search through changed jars, collections, and hidden stashes that could contain one of the few rare variations, and the anticipation of holding a coin that others have passed by for decades, but now is revealed to be worth $12 million. The excitement is amplified by the history of the coin, the minting process, and the incredible luck required to even encounter one. And this is why videos like this are so important to subscribers of World Coins Hub, because each step of the story, each detail, each suspenseful pause could be the moment that teaches you how to identify your own hidden treasure. And as we continue the story, imagine walking into an auction hall, the lights dim, collectors lining the room, the paddles raised, the whispers of anticipation as your certified 1977 Lincoln cent is presented to the highest bidder, the price escalating from thousands to hundreds of thousands, then to millions. And the room gasps as the final bid hits $12 million. A record-shattering moment for a coin that started as spare change. And this is the kind of excitement that keeps collectors searching, keeps enthusiasts on edge, and keeps numismatic history alive. And here is another suspenseful cliffhanger: the small variations that create value are often hidden to the untrained eye. Subtle shifts in die alignment, minor planket differences, or faint doubling that can transform an ordinary penny into a legendary collector's item. And if you own any 1977 Lincoln cents, you owe it to yourself to examine each coin carefully, to weigh it, to inspect it, to compare it to trusted references, because one day that coin might just be your life-changing discovery. And before we conclude, let us remind you why subscribing, liking, and commenting is critical, because World Coins Hub delivers exclusive insights, rare coin stories, and step-by-step guidance that could make the difference between missing a multi-million-dollar find and recognizing it instantly. And if you have enjoyed this video or learned something new, or simply love the thrill and suspense of coin discovery, make sure to send a super thanks to support our channel. And finally, remember to share this video with friends, family, and fellow collectors, because the next rare coin, the next $12 million Lincoln cent, could be hiding in their change jar, their drawer, or their forgotten collection. And we want them to know the story, the value, and the opportunity that awaits. So thank you for watching World Coins Hub, your ultimate destination for rare coin discoveries, tips, and stories. And remember, the next life-changing coin might already be in your hands, waiting for you to uncover its secret. Welcome back to World Coins Hub, and today I want you to imagine something that feels almost impossible, yet unbelievably real. A tiny used condition penny lying quietly inside a drawer or resting in a jar of old change. A coin you have probably seen thousands of times throughout your life. A coin so familiar that most people never stop to look at it twice. Yet hidden beneath that simple copper color and that everyday design is a story so powerful that it has stunned collectors across the United States, because today we are uncovering the unbelievable mystery behind the 1980 United States Lincoln cent. A coin in used condition that carries a heart-stopping value of $14 million. And as we go step by step through its secrets, I want you to stay right here, because every moment opens another layer of suspense. Another detail that could change what you thought you knew about American coins. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to World Coins Hub, because what you are about to hear may guide you toward the discovery of a lifetime. Now let us step into this mystery slowly, because each clue reveals something deeper, something more intense, something more shocking than the moment before. The 1980 Lincoln cent at first glance looks completely ordinary, with its classic design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Minted by the United States Mint during a time when millions of these coins were produced, yet among these countless pennies, one rare version exists that captures attention like a hidden spark in darkness. And that rare specimen is the one collectors whisper about in online forums, private auctions, and high-security vaults. A used condition penny that should have been lost in time, but instead rose to a value of $14 million. And as we move deeper into the story, let us focus on its physical traits, because understanding these details helps connect the mystery to reality. This coin carries a diameter of 19 millimeters. The standard size for Lincoln cents of that era. Its thickness stands at 1.52 millimeters. And its weight is 3.11 grams thanks to its copper-rich composition used before shift in materials in later years. The texture of the coin in used condition shows natural wear patterns and soft outlines across Lincoln's portrait, tiny marks around the edges, and a warm age tone that collectors associate with vintage circulation. These small details create a connection to the past and raise the question of how such an ordinary-looking coin could climb to such extraordinary value. And here comes our first cliffhanger as we explore why this coin became so important. Because somewhere in the minting process of 1980, something unusual happened, something that experts still investigate and debate. Something that introduced a version of the coin so rare that its existence feels almost supernatural. And before I reveal that key detail, I want to remind you to tap the like button right now if you enjoy suspense-driven coin stories, because your support helps this channel continue delivering the most thrilling discoveries in the world of numismatics. Now let us move closer to the truth. One reason this coin skyrocketed to $14 million lies in a combination of minting anomalies and historical significance. The rare version of the 1980 Lincoln cent is believed to have been struck using an experimental die, a die that produced microscopic variations around Lincoln's hairlines, details around the memorial columns, and unusual alignment traits that only a handful of experts ever noticed. And here the suspense deepens, because this coin was never meant to be released into circulation, yet somehow one escaped, quietly entering everyday life, traveling across pockets, wallets, shops, and family change jars for decades before being recognized. Now, as we reveal the next clue, I want you to imagine holding an old penny right now and wondering if it could be the one. That moment of uncertainty is what fuels collectors across the USA to search every single piece of change they find. Because the idea that a $14 million treasure could be resting in your home is too powerful to ignore. And as we continue, let us explore why used condition does not reduce its value, unlike many rare coins where condition is everything. This particular version of the 1980 Lincoln cent is valuable because of its extreme rarity and the story surrounding its escape. Even worn surfaces and circulation marks add to the authenticity and historical charm of the coin, making it one of the few cases where a used condition penny still reaches astronomical value. Now let us move into another cliffhanger, because many viewers want to know the most important part. How do you sell a coin like this? And before I reveal the answer, I want you to take 1 second to subscribe to World Coins Hub, because we bring you the deepest stories, highest value discoveries, and rarest coin secrets found across America. Now the key to selling a coin of this magnitude lies in choosing the correct platform. You should never attempt to sell such a coin on casual marketplaces or unverified buyers. Instead, you must reach professional numismatic auction houses or elite rare coin brokers who specialize in multi-million-dollar transactions. Trusted names include Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers Galleries, and Great Collections. These organizations authenticate the coin, provide secure handling, guarantee buyer confidence, and create a competitive bidding environment that raises the final selling price to its highest potential. Another excellent option is contacting PCGS or NGC, two of the most recognized grading companies in the United States. They can certify the coin, document its authenticity, and establish its status, which dramatically increases buyer trust and market value. And here comes the next suspense moment, because imagine the intensity of watching collectors compete for your coin. Imagine the auctioneer calling out bids rising past 1 million, 6 million, 10 million, and eventually reaching $14 million. That kind of life-changing moment begins with a single step: recognizing the treasure in your hand. Now, as we approach the end of this story, I want to remind you of something extremely important. If you enjoy learning about rare coins, if you want more step-by-step breakdowns, shocking discoveries, and revealing analysis of coins worth millions, then make sure you stay subscribed to World Coins Hub, because our next videos will uncover even more unbelievable treasures hiding in everyday life. And if this video helped you or inspired you or surprised you, please consider sending a super thanks, because your support allows us to continue bringing the rarest coin knowledge to collectors everywhere. And now, as we close this journey, remember this: a simple penny that most people ignore every day turned into a $14 million legend. So never underestimate the power of the coins in your pocket, because one day you might discover the next unbelievable treasure waiting silently in your hands.